Hi, Robert.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So we are at the SLUSH in Helsinki. And we are testing the first day of snowy, slushy weather here today. We have with us here Robbert Lodewijks.
Exactly.
From Nederlands. We're super excited to get to know about your journey, how you became a founder, why you're doing that, what was your inspiration, and what are other things which gives you meaning in life, including being a referee in soccer and doing some other stuff for community.
Yeah.
So looking forward to get to know you better. Let's walk.
Cool. Let's go.
So my first question to you is how often you have walk and talks actually?
Actually, not that much. I have to say I'm doing it more and more with colleagues. Mm-hmm. So instead of sitting in a meeting room, just having a talk while enjoying, let's say, the nature a bit.
Do you feel the difference between sitting in the meeting room and walking?
No, I think the biggest difference is that people feel a bit more comfortable instead of looking somebody constantly in the eyes. And now with walking, you can actually talk a bit and walk and concentrate maybe a bit more on what you're saying. So, and of course, I think, being outside is also good for the well-being, I would say.
Tell us more about yourself. So who are you? What do you do?
My name is Robbert Lodewijks. I'm 27 years old, co-founder and CEO of Hulo, a startup from the Netherlands. I don't know if you've ever heard about it, but 30% of all clean drinking water that is produced worldwide is being lost through leaks in the network. And together with Dutch water utilities, we were able to find a solution combining AI and physics to detect, but also localize leaks in real time. So we hope to make a huge impact in the world with that. And that's also why we're here at SLUSH to raise money for our next funding round again.
You are in fundraising now.
Yeah.
And I got the introduction to you by one of your investors, Lumolabs, which I'm really grateful for. And they were saying only good things about you. But tell me about inspirations. How did you get the inspiration to start a company?
How did I get the inspiration? So, I think as an entrepreneur, it's not like you want to become an entrepreneur or so. I think you kind of, or at least I rolled into it a bit. I think for me it started with the feeling of having some autonomy combined with making an impact. You can also do that within a company, of course. But at some point, we saw an opportunity actually. I think one of the persons or people that inspired me were the co-founders of the company I was working in actually. That I could see like, okay, actually with a startup you can make a huge impact. And that's what I liked a lot and what also got me to founding Hulo together with my co-founders.
And you both work together in the same company, right? You and your co-founder before.
Yeah.
And now you have one of the co-founders of that company on the board.
Yeah, that's true. So, and actually a lot on Friday afternoons we did a lot of discussions with a beer, and like, oh, this it would be cool, like if we could do something, make an impact, let's say also, maybe that was the dream to become an entrepreneur. Maybe I don't know actually, but I think the most important thing was making an impact. Mm-hmm. And then a lot of, I would say, less feasible ideas were produced by us. And then at some point, this research that we were doing together with water utilities that actually felt a problem. I mean, 30% of water loss in the world is big. Mm-hmm. Came to us. I think we saw that opportunity, and then we said, let's go for it.
Did you know that the problem was so big while working on the previous company?
No, I think it all started. So I studied as well 6 months in Taiwan. Mm-hmm. So like I said, I come from the Netherlands. Warm family, everything well arranged, nothing to complain. And then I also saw basically abroad how life can also be. And having a lot of money or whatever doesn't necessarily mean that you are, I would say, the most happiest person in the world. Actually, I was in Vietnam and Laos where they had nothing, but to me they seemed actually like the most happiest people on earth. So that also started me thinking. Yeah, got me thinking like, yeah, what really matters, you know? And then, that dream of making an impact, or let's say maybe the requirement in whatever job I would do of making an impact came to life. And I also truly believe that by having a startup and by having this global ambition, if you really want to make a dent, you need to do something big. And when I can say when I'm 60 to my, hopefully, if I'm so lucky, grandchildren, like, hey, we helped communities in Latin America to have access to clean drinking water. Yeah, that would be a dream that comes true. So yeah.
Amazing. When you started the company, how was that in the beginning? Did you meet any challenges and how did you deal with that?
No, I think my life is full of challenges at the moment. So that's what you need to like when you build or start your own company, I would say. But yeah, of course, there were a lot of challenges like in the beginning. Okay, how do we want to grow this company? Which markets are most interesting? Where should we get to with the product? So should it be focused more around this or that? And then, of course, also the story around funding. How to fund this company? Do we want to bootstrap it or do we want to go for external money? All of these kind of things. Yeah, you can see it. You can see them as challenges, but actually, to me, it seems more like learning curves, I would say. So I never did it before, but I think if you are kind of a bit, how do you say it, curious, then I think you can learn everything. And then actually they don't feel anymore as challenges, but more as probably I need to learn this, and then
part of the journey. It seems like you enjoy it.
Actually, I believe that people need challenges to or need a goal in life to really go for something. So I enjoy it, and of course sometimes I also don't want to make it too beautiful or something, but sometimes there are periods that this is really something that is that you worry about maybe, or that you think like, how should I do this? But I think if you find the right people around you, and that can be the team, of course, in the company, but it can also be, let's say, other founders, advisors, and so on.
Are you good at asking advice?
Actually, maybe a bit too good. No, no. I truly believe that the best entrepreneur is the one with the best network and the best people around him. So we also got nominated for, I have to say, I got nominated for the Young Entrepreneur Prize in the Netherlands. But actually, I dislike it a bit because I think it's not about the entrepreneur. I think it's about the team that's surrounded by it. Because without a good team, I think an entrepreneur is nothing, I would say.
So how do you build team and how do you attract the right people?
Now, I think first of all, more and more people, they want to do something that makes an impact. So I think we are quite unique in that, I would say, especially in the region as well where we are located in. Yeah, people want to make an impact. So we also only want people that want to make an impact. So if we get a feeling that people are only doing it because of whatever, money or whatsoever, then they are not the right fit for our team. And I think our strategy in hiring is really to find people that actually are better in the thing that we hire them for than we are ourselves as founders. And it's a bit a cliche, of course, the hire principle, but I think it still holds up. And I'm also not, it also has to do, I think, with a bit of our leadership style. So I truly believe that if you give people trust and believe in them and you show that people will flourish and will get the best out of themselves. I think that's also how I became what I am now. That somebody says like, even though you never done it, we believe in you that you can get to that point. And I think that's really important. And then people will take responsibility on things themselves. So yeah.
Where is it coming from? That somebody believed in you? Is it coming from your family?
I think as well. I never thought of it like that, to be honest. So, but yeah, I think, like I said, I grew up in a warm family. I think I'm really lucky with that as well. But I would also say my employers in the past, for example. So I started as a 20-year-old, or I think I was 18, in another startup, and which was bootstrapped, by the way. But I had a technical background, and then, of course, maybe you can do sales, start a business development. And I was like, I don't know, sales, first of all, like selling stuff. I'm not a car seller, So that's what I thought. And then actually I started doing it, and actually I enjoyed it. But I never got this feeling that they were thinking like, no, he's too young, or, And I think if you find the right people that also can handle this sense of responsibility, then I think the best people will grow. So yeah.
How were you when you were small?
Actually, as a kid, I was, I would say, extremely shy. I think I'm still quite, how do you say it, modest compared to sometimes what I see around me. And I was quite shy, I think, but I don't really see that as a negative thing. So being modest as well, it's a bit in our DNA, maybe a bit down to earth, and not like, look at us, but more, tell people the truth, and show things by doing instead of saying it.
Yeah.
So I think that still represents me a bit, but I do not like over-promising stuff. I think investors, they will see through that as well. I truly believe that, and of course, maybe some investors, they don't like it, but then that also directly means that those investors at this stage are not the right fit for us.
You mentioned earlier now that you want to build a big company, global company, make a big impact, but also about the local communities that you want to make in impact there. Tell us about that, because you're really doing a lot of things in your hometown, in the community there.
Yeah, indeed. I think you need to think global, and I want to make a global impact, but at the same time, I also really value local communities. And I think, to be honest, that sometimes people underestimate the value of small local communities. I mean, what is what you call home, and where you come, where you really enjoy time and the people around you. And for me, that is really, I live in a small village, so not the traditional founder maybe that lives in the big cities and so on. But actually, because of the startup we're building, we need to travel a lot, which I really enjoy. But I really like to come home to something what I also really call home, and that also results in that I'm quite active in voluntary stuff, like being a referee for young kids in soccer. I still play soccer as well, if the time allows. So stuff like that I really enjoy doing.
And you've done that really many years now, since you started doing that, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's good to also give something back to. And not forget where you come from, I would say. Again, a cliche, but I think there is something really true on that. So you don't want to okay, now I'm bigger and stuff like that, and now I will leave it for what it is. I really enjoy it, and it really brings me a lot of happiness to make other people happy. I don't know if you recognize that, but
I do.
That if I get a smile on somebody's face, then it automatically also gets a smile on my face. So. I really enjoy that, so why not do it?
Playing soccer yourself and having this experience with team sport, do you see any similarities between building a company with a team?
I think a lot of similarities. I mean, the word team already says it. Of course, I think when playing soccer in a team, you really you want to achieve something, you want to win. I think that's also the mentality that we want to have in the company. So we have 4 values as well. So it's honesty, adventure, achievement and respect, and that I think adventure and achievement also relates a lot to the team. Also respect, like even when somebody is kind of failing or whatsoever, I think there should be room for failure, and that's the same in a soccer team. You do it with everybody and not as individuals. So yeah, if there is a mistake, yeah, that's hopefully where you learn a lot from, and that should be actually valued.
And also probably different responsibility areas. Not everyone should be a keeper, not everyone should be on the front, right? You should really have...
As well, and of course you also have leaders in a football team. Yeah, for some reason people like to see me as the captain of the team. I don't know why, but yeah, people kind of feel trusted a bit by me, and I'm not judging that soon, I would say. So, and that's also the role I really enjoy in the company, like facilitating and leading by example instead of telling people what to do.
A part of your culture in the company is celebrating. Tell us about that. Why is that important for your company and how you do that?
I think a celebration of it can be in a lot of different ways. But how we do it is basically we set up quarterly goals, yearly goals, and then we separate them in quarterly goals together with the team actually. So the team decides the goals. And then I think it's really important to also celebrate successes. So, and also sometimes, because let's say 1 year ago I was here at SLUSH and we did the press release of our first investment round, and now actually then we were with 2 people, and now actually we are with 10. And it's also sometimes good to look back and have a moment to reflect. And I think celebrations are a good way of doing that and keeping that in the culture. And yeah, we do it in different ways. It can be really simple with a small drink on a Friday afternoon, or we have quarterly team days where we do an activity combined with some presentations from everybody on what they're working on. So, and I think the team likes it a lot as well. So yeah, we'll continue with that.
What about yourself? So building a company, leading people, inspiring people, taking care of people is a big job. But how do you take care of yourself?
It's a good question. And for example, we recently had a session with our investors also on founder resiliency. And I think that covers pretty much this topic. Of course, you hear all the stories like founders work 80 hours and so on. And sometimes that's true indeed. Like it's a marathon building a company with some sprints in between maybe. But I think it's really important to find a way and how you can also kind of relax and also feel relaxed. And for me, that's really sport. So I like to play soccer. For other people, it's yoga, for example. For other people, they like to play a game whatsoever. But yeah, indeed, you sometimes you can go on and go on and go on. There's always work to do, but it's also important to sometimes get out of that area. And as well, like I said, like I really value my small, I would say, circle around me. So my family, my girlfriend, and I also believe without them I couldn't do this as well. So the support they give me is also really valuable.
Are you good at actually indicating when you need a break?
I'm getting better, I would say. So sometimes I recognize myself that I get, let's say, frustrated. And if I get frustrated on myself, then I know I can better close my laptop and have a good night of sleep. For me, sleep is also really important. I really feel, let's say, less productive when I don't sleep that well. So yeah, you start to recognize it. But yeah, still sometimes it's a challenge because you see a lot of opportunities and then...
How do you choose what to focus on?
We do that together, so as co-founders a lot. Focus is extremely important, so focus comes with which country to focus. Yeah, we try to do that as data-driven as possible. Of course, you sometimes also have to take a leap and trust your gut feeling. Like I really believe in this, but yeah, that's how we do it together.
And the last one for today is what you wish you would know when you started your company.
I think I wish I would know earlier how cool it is to work in a startup and to have that autonomy and that freedom. When I talk to friends or other people in my region, sometimes when I listen to them, I feel their frustration but they do not understand what we are doing, like and the opportunities it has and how nice it is. I think there is way to less information on that in the education system. So I think all the masters and everything, they are focused a lot around, you're going to work within a big corporate. And that's also fine if that is your ambition. But I think there's also another side. And I felt like I was lucky that I rolled into it by accident. But if I wouldn't, then probably that would also be my life. And I wish I would know that. But yeah, and I think one other thing, I really had these expectations of investors, like they are, let's say, really getting control of you and that feeling. But actually, that isn't true. Maybe with some investors it is, but with our current investor, we really, we feel the freedom and again that trust, I think, and the belief in us. And I think that's the best feeling you can have as a person, and then you will take the responsibility to make the best out of it.
Sounds great. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Kiitos.